Hello and welcome to the athletes' announcement of Red Bull X-Alps 2023. This is the moment when we reveal the lineup of next year's race. And what an exciting race it's going to be. It's a special edition. Next year will be 20 years since the first Red Bull X-Alps launched off the glacier of the Dachstein in 2003. Now, in a moment, we're going to be talking to a special guest athlete. But first, we've got our new race director, Ferdi Vogel, with us. Ferdi the bird.
Yeah.
Ferdi, welcome.
Thank you.
So we could have just revealed all the athletes in one go, but much more interesting how we're going to do it is we're going to be revealing them all over the next 3 days in batches. So one of your first jobs as race director is to choose these athletes. Can you give an idea of the criteria? How do you go about selecting?
Yeah, it was really hard to select them, and I really don't know how to make it in the beginning. And then I found out, okay, maybe this I have to look on, and it was very interesting to read all these applications where there were many questions we asked them. And yeah, very special applications were there. But finally, yeah, it was for me to find out who is the safest, because the goal is for us that everyone make it without any dangerous situations or something. So yeah, this was our main idea. So safety and how we can make it safe. They have to fly very, very well. And also on the ground, when they are in the higher alpine areas, they have to be safe around, so yeah.
And presumably you're also looking at the results. So if, for example, you were in the top 15 in last time's Red Bull X-Alps, that will probably get you in?
Yeah, 15 is maybe, yeah, it depends on the applications around, but yeah, top 10 normally is inside.
And what about the rookies? What do you look for in the rookies if they don't have so much race experience?
Yeah, it's very on the ground. It's much more easier to find out who is better, because some did some marathons or something. Others tried some altitude records. So they tried to make that much altitude meters in one day, and I think the record is 13,000 meters. And yeah, this was very interesting to look for. But the other thing is the flight skills. And this is really hard to find out who is better. And yeah, there we are looking for what XC flights they did, and also what other competitions they made. Maybe some XC competitions for the PWC or something. And yeah, these are some criteria we are looking for. And for the safety, it's also good when they have some experience for acrobatic maneuvers or something. Yeah, these are the things we are looking for.
Well, we've probably waited long enough. Should we see who are in the first batch of athletes? Yeah. Let's reveal the first round of athletes for Red Bull X-Alps 2023. Paul Guschelbauer, Austria 2. Thomas Friedrich, Austria 3. James Elliott, Canada. Junming Song, China. Damien Lacaze, France 2. Paul Takats, Hungary. Tobias Gross-Rabacha, Italy 1. Aaron Duragati, Italy 2. Mikhail Gilak, Poland. Yael Margalish, Switzerland 3. Sepp Iniger, Switzerland 4. Cedar Wright, USA 2. So, wow, really interesting. Our first Chinese athlete, Junming Song. We've got the American climber in there, Cedar Wright. He's led first ascents all around the world. The question is whether he can do the world's toughest adventure race. Let's see. Overall, we've got 8 veterans, 4 rookies. Our first female athlete, Yael Margalish, is back, which is really interesting. Ferdi, your first thoughts?
Yeah, I think it's really interesting because three guys are there inside from the last times also, and they are very interesting. So I think Aaron Dugatti, has good possibility for the first placers maybe, and also Paul is very interesting, and of course Paul because I know how good he can be, so. Would be interesting.
Paul Takats, yes. I mean, you supported him in 2017, didn't you?
Yes, I did. Was very interesting. We did there a mistake because of an airspace problem, but finally we make it to top 10, so yeah.
So you supported him in 2017, but this time you're going to be the guy giving him the penalties. You're going to be able to do that.
He asked me to be his supporter again, but I said this time I will look on him in a different way.
Well, Ferdi, I think we'll leave it there. We're going to welcome our next guest, who is an athlete who has done every edition of the race since 2011. That's 6 outings, and 4 of those outings he has stood on the podium, which makes him the most successful athlete in the race's history after a certain Kriegel Maurer. He is, of course, Paul Guschelbauer. So welcome, Paul.
Hey, Tarquin. Nice to see you again.
Tell us, what's your first thoughts on the lineup revealed so far?
I've seen many names that were familiar to me and also some exciting new ones. But of course, for example, Paul coming back was new for me. Like I didn't expect that, but it's really cool.
What about Tommy Friedrich? You've known him since he was a kid, haven't you? What's your feeling on his progression?
He's super ambitious. I think he still has to show his real potential and get to it, but I'm excited to see what he's gonna be doing this year for sure.
But what about you? Why do you keep coming back to this race?
Because actually I'm coming back because it's just what the race is about is what I love to do. So I love to fly and I love to run in nature and I love adventure, and also I'm a competitive person, so X-Alps is perfect for me.
Do you still feel like you can be competitive?
I think so, yeah. I will for sure try to be competitive again. I think I have gained, of course, over the years a lot of experience with the race. And for sure, the young guys are coming, like Simon Oberrauner, for example. I mean, he has proven that I'm not sure if he's back, but we will see that next time, right? But I know that, I mean, he's really good and he has proven it. And so the advantage of the young guys is that they can just basically jump in and get all the information that we have been working hard to get and the level to get, and then they can add the new stuff and their style and new ideas, and that's how they get really good. I did the same thing 10 years ago.
So what's your goal then for next year's race?
To enjoy the race more, I think that's the main goal, to be like really racing, focusing on the race and not being distracted with all the other things that get through your mind while you're racing, actually. Okay, career and stuff like that. I get more, okay, this is the race I'm gonna do, and I can focus on my performance and the fun of the race, and then I'll see how it goes.
So Paul, as I mentioned, next year is the 20th anniversary since the first ever race back in 2003, which means you've been taking part for half the race's history. How has the race evolved for you?
Well, when I came in, the race was totally different, much shorter, different rules, and also the level of the athlete's performance was different. And so all of this has gone up. So now the race is longer, but takes still the same time to finish for the best athletes. And so this is super exciting and super good to see also how the whole sport is evolving around this race, basically.
Is it tougher?
It's tougher in a way. I mean, it's however you see it. So I think it's the same. Just the performance changes, and so you have to be more professional, and that means for some it's tougher, for some not.
You've been doing a lot of adventures this summer. I think you cycled 4,000 kilometers to the northern tip of Norway, but it seems that paragliding is your first love. Is that right?
Absolutely. I just love to be in the air. I love to fly, but I also like to do other things, basically. So this is since my first participation at the Red Bull X-Alps. I always do the Red Bull X-Alps, and then another year I do a project, which I really like to do. This time, it was the first time actually that it didn't have anything to do with paragliding. I was just riding a bike for 4,000 kilometers. But it has to do with Red Bull X-Alps because it was pure endurance, and I think half of Red Bull X-Alps is about endurance. So I'm definitely used now to just a little bit of sleep and a lot of, well, average 16 hours of moving my legs every day for 11 days.
Wow, incredible.
Yeah, it was a good race. A lot of fun.
Lastly, Paul, any advice for any rookies out there?
Take it easy, think about what you could do differently, and yeah, don't risk too much. Better to come back another time and yeah, have a good race and enjoy it to get the chance to be in the Red Bull X-Alps.
Thank you, Paul. I think we'll leave it there.
Yeah, thank you.
So that brings to a close the first athlete announcement. You can, of course, check out all the athletes' profiles who we've just announced online. You can also join the conversation on our social channels and let us know what you think. In the meantime, we'll see you same time tomorrow when we reveal the next batch of athletes. Until then, it's goodbye from us.